Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Make We Talk program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and share up this live feed. Share up this live feed as we go live. It's a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday morning, wherever you are listening, watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. Blessed morning, a blessed night, a blessed good afternoon to you all, to you and your family. Thank you all for coming on. Share up this live feed. We have some very interesting, a very interesting topic to speak about today. And we were trying to get a clinical psychologist to come on the program here, a psychologist come on the program here to speak to us about what is going on in the Jamaica Constable Force, where police officers, according to a recent poll done by Media House in Jamaica that the police force, the JCF, majority of their members are clinical diagnosed with depression. And it begs to ask the question, is it that's why they're treating the Jamaican citizens the way how they're treating them? Those are the questions that we're going to ask this morning. And we're going to play some videos pertaining to what was said on the various, on that station there. Oh, by the way, there is there is a live feed going on right now. And let me not talk about that. Yeah. Yes. It begs to ask the question, is it that's why majority of the members of the JCF is going through what they're going through? And why they're going around doing this to other people in the sense of really, treating the citizens the way they're treating the citizens. Come on, people, like up the share up the live feed, share up the live feed. There's only 33 of us on. We need some more people on. When you sit and you listen, and the way how the officers are treating Jamaican citizens, it begs to ask the question, what is really going on? What is really going on? And that is why this morning, when I saw the good morning, Annie, good morning to you. Beverly, good morning. Marsha, good morning. Armava, good morning. When you see what is going on, it begs to ask the question, are we in a society in which our men and women of the JCF is going through some stuff that the hierarchy of the JCF don't know about? Huh? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Is it that they're going through some stuff that the hierarchy of the Jamaica Constabulary Force refuse to do something about it or don't know about it? Huh? Oh, Lord of mercy. I think I am. Is it on the Annie? Talk to me. Is it on the poster or is it on the bottom of the let me see something here. Before we go any further, hold on for me, please. Oh Lord. I think I know where this is in. Hold on for me. Let me get into this. Yes. Sorry. Thank you very much, Annie. ERS. Thank you very much. Didn't even realize it, That's why I love when I have my my people telling me and correcting me in so many ways. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, as we continue here on the Make We Talk program. As we continue here at the Make We Talk program, let me go back into this also. Okay, Andrea, I see what you mean. Yes, when you listen to what is going on with the JCF, it begs to ask the question: are they really? Is the hierarchy really helping the members of the JCF, or is it that they don't care about the members of the JCF? You know, because when you see this, it's something that we need to really sit down and look into. But before we get to what we come here to speak about, let's yes, I just corrected Annie. I just corrected. Let me go into what is going on the news, then we can come back over and speak to what we're going to speak about. It is 11:28, 10:28 in Jamaica. Let me go over here, refresh this right here, and see what is going on. I see there's a live feed going on with the Police Federation and the Prime Minister signing something. News out of the United States, the director of the Secret Service stepping down from her job according to an email sent to staff. Mama, did you all know that the director of the FBI, the Secret Service rather, was on Capitol Hill yesterday being drilled about the assassination attempt of the former president, Mr. Donald Trump? Now this is what the Gleaner is reporting. The director of the Secret Service is stepping down from her job according to an email she sent to the staff following the... Wow. Wow. And there's a big thing going on also. Why am I having trouble streaming on YouTube? Anybody on YouTube seen anything? This thing is saying that I'm having trouble streaming on YouTube. Yes. Let us get into the nitty-gritty of what we come here to speak about. But what we are seeing, I want to get to the FedEx Traders report. FedEx Traders report. Okay, 2 hours ago. Yes, here we go. The Jamaican dollar has lost 7 cents and will open trading this morning, selling for an average of 157.5 cents against the benchmark US dollar. Meanwhile, the Jamaican dollar has gained 5 cents and will open trading this morning, selling for an average of $115.48 against the Canadian dollar. And finally, the Jamaican dollar has lost 12 cents, has lost $2.12, and have opened trading this morning, selling for an average of $203.78 against the British pound sterling. No, I'm not showing anything. What's going on? No, I'm not showing anything. I'm just trying to figure, because my thing here is telling me that I'm having trouble streaming on YouTube. But that's why I'm asking if you see anything going on. Anyway, let us get into the nitty-gritty of what we come here to speak about. The devil is a liar. Yes, there is a news article coming out from CVM News that members of the JCF is having depression. They're suffering from depression. And we're going to play this clip in here. We're going to play this clip in here. And I want you all to listen to this. What's going on here?
A recent study among members of the police force has found that most of them are depressed, some even clinically diagnosed. This information has left one researcher concerned about the impact on how officers could serve and protect. Here's Trisha Gay Kelly with the findings.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF's mission to serve and protect may be in jeopardy after a study conducted by researchers including Dr. Paul Bourne revealed that majority of the force suffers from depression. 32% of males in the force indicated some level of depression, while 72% of females indicated same. This means that the women in the force are twice likely to be depressed than their male counterparts. Dr. Bourne says this data could explain why some officers react to matters the way they do.
This means a whole lot. What we can impute from that is based on the behavior of some police officers that we are seeing out there on the street with the public. Now we can sort of understand why a number of the officers are behaving as they are.
Dr. Bourne, who works alongside JCF members, has observed that their duties are far beyond that of the average Jamaican.
About 12% of officers in Jamaica, police officers that is, are at a moderately to a high level of depression. And 6% of them are what is called clinically depressed individuals, which means they are the ones who should be on medication and getting treatment from their doctors.
But this has left the researchers concerned as the police have access to dangerous weapons. And if a member of the force is triggered, the impact of this depression could pose a threat, not only to him or her, but anyone nearby.
Police officers arbitrarily having guns in their hand at a stage when they are depressed. So this now means that what we should be doing now is assessing all the officers, particularly now, within the context of what our findings are saying. And if it is that we find out that officers are depressed, particularly clinically depressed, these officers should be taken off frontline duty and taken off frontline duty now.
The JCF has approximately 12,000 members. Of that number, a little over 1,000 members form the research sample. Dr. Bourne is adamant assessment must begin now. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
So if that is the case, it's quite obviously that the JCF has a serious problem. And the hierarchy of the Jamaica Constabulary Force should do something about it. Because if you listen to what the clinical psychiatrist is saying, who's assigned to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, that people like those should not be having a gun. Nearly 1,000 of them is diagnosed with clinical depression. And the JCF has a total of 12,000 members. So it begs to ask the question, is it that's why they're going out and displaying such level of behavior towards the citizens of Jamaica? Like what we saw yesterday, something like this? The stress of, you know something? I remember a psychiatrist came on this platform here and said to us that they're going to need, Jamaica's going to need a level of psychology in the sense of people coming in and helping us, you know. And it begs to ask the question, did members of the JCF or the JDF, have they gone to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist doing because of the whole pandemic that we are shut down? It begs to ask the question, why members of the JCF is acting this way?
Road, so we are quizzing next to officer.
Angie.
We are quizzing next to
Why don't you cooperate? Why you don't tell him to cooperate?
So when you are quizzing next, he can't cooperate. When you are quizzing next, he can't cooperate.
Why not tell him to cooperate?
Fucking queasy. What's
Big
that?
man, stop resisting. Stop the Stop resisting. Stop going. Stop going. The man hearing the man.
Behave yourself, from Galang.
Stop the man.
Behave yourself, from Galang.
Hearing the Andre.
Look your man, you see for you can't fucking
Andre hearing the man. Name junction, I see. Name junction. Andre, stop now. Andre. If you're reaching, you're going to shoot. Officer, I know what's that. Andre, you can't hear, man. One here, you can't hear. Name junction. Watch out. Andre, just go on the van and stop by the police. Come on, there.
I have to cut it because there's too much expletive in that. I have to be very careful because they have guideline on YouTube. But sometimes the citizens operate in a way that the JCF members have to do what they do. But yesterday, what happened yesterday wasn't called for. These are what we're talking about. Look at this. This is what is being said, that members of the JCF are clinically diagnosed with depression. The Prime Minister of Jamaica and the Minister of National Security were calling on you to come and tell the nation, what have you put in place to assist members of the JCF? Is it that's why they're coming on the streets of Jamaica and operating the way they're operating? Listen to what this was said on CVM. Listen to this.
A recent study among members of the police force has found that most of them are depressed, some even clinically diagnosed. This information has left one researcher concerned about the impact on how officers could serve and protect. Here's Trisha Kelly with the findings.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF's mission to serve and protect may be in jeopardy after a study conducted by researchers including Dr. Paul Bourne revealed that majority of the force suffers from depression. 32% of males in the force indicated some level of depression, while 72% of females indicated same. This means that the women in the force are twice likely to be depressed than their male counterparts. Dr. Bourne says this data could explain why some officers react to matters the way they do.
This means a whole lot. What we can impute from that is based on the behavior of some police officers that we are seeing out there on the street with the public. Now we can sort of understand why a number of the officers are behaving as they are.
Dr. Bourne, who works alongside JCF members, has observed that their duties are far beyond that of the average Jamaican.
About 12% of officers in Jamaica, police officers that is, are at a moderately to a high level of depression. And 6% of them are what is called clinically depressed individuals, which means they are the ones who should be on medication and getting treatment from their doctors.
But this has left the researchers concerned as the police have access to dangerous weapons. And if a member of the force is triggered, the impact of this depression could pose a threat, not only to him or her, but anyone nearby.
Police officers arbitrarily having guns in their hand at a stage when they are depressed. So this now means that what we should be doing now is assessing all the officers, particularly now, within the context of what our findings are saying. And if it is that we find out that officers are depressed, particularly clinically depressed, these officers should be taken off frontline duty and taken off frontline duty now.
The JCF has approximately 12,000 members. Of that number, a little over 1,000 members form the research sample. Dr. Bourne is adamant assessment must begin now. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
A little over 1,000 of them they use for clinical research. And the doctor is demanding that the JCF, this is serious. This is serious. The country is in a serious problem, in a serious crisis. And the gentleman is demanding that the JCF do something about it now, not tomorrow, not yesterday, now. No. How can we have members? They're all human beings, you know. I have a call coming. Let me take this call. One moment for me, please. Good afternoon, call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
I said, how are you doing this morning?
I am here looking and living like my late friend Wilmot Mutty Perkins.
Mutty Perkins. If Mutty was alive today, I wonder what would he say about this situation with the police then?
He'll be laughing.
I wonder what.
Turn off your TV in the background for me now, or something we have on in the background. Go ahead.
Just if you sit down and analyze it, you know, it's not only the police them alone are in depression or under stress, you know. As far as I see, the whole world is under stress.
Yeah, it's true.
The whole world, because even in the US, you see where people just get up and just pick up a gun and go and they shoot 4, 5, 6, 10, 15 people. You know? So the whole world, the whole
let me ask you this
body,
question.
everyone.
Let me ask you this question. As a former member of the JCF, my good friend from East Kingston, as a former member of the JCF, do they always have you people go and see a psychiatrist to see if you guys are okay or depressed or anything like that?
Yes.
How often members of the JCF should go and see a clinical psychiatrist?
Annually, which is every 3 months.
Have you all been doing that since when you were there for every 3 months?
When I was there, it's an annual thing.
And it's every 3 months you're supposed to do it?
No. Yeah. Annual. And if the person is showing signs, I think it's every month, and it comes down to every 2 weeks. You know, but I don't know about now, in which it look like it because.
Hold on for me. Hold on. Something drop here. I get disconnected. Hold on a minute. Lord have mercy. Go ahead for me now.
Yeah, I'm saying what we see today and what you're showing now. I'm trying to piece the two together and say, I guess these youngsters are under stress, are more stressed by anybody else, and maybe the stress is from outside the JCF and inside the JCF.
Because I have been told that members of the hierarchy of the JCF is alleged that when female members of the JCF who are on the lower rank want to get the higher rank, you have to sleep with the member of the higher rank. Is that so? You have any idea?
Yes. Yes. But it's but not all of them. Not all of them.
So
you know, because it came past me, but me just stand my ground.
So is it that the JCF has become, or from long time now, It's a ramping shop constable force. If you don't do certain things, you won't get certain positions.
And to be honest with you, it's not only in the JCF, it's other places.
Yes, I heard this is thinking the JDF too.
It's happening in other places.
Hello?
Board.
No, you lost it there. Well, it happened where you said?
I said,
Mm-hmm.
it's across the workforce board, not only in the JCF, not only in the JDF. It's happening in the workforce board.
So tell me something now with the JCF now, because we're in some serious problem with members of the JCF. Is clinically diagnosed that with the depression, and they're serving and protecting the people with M16 gun and all sort of gun. It
can be detrimental.
So when
it can be clear.
So when these things are going on, the hierarchy of the government of this country is to be blamed.
And they need to take it up in hand. They need to take it up in hand. Because it's all right. Let us analyze it. Now, they are working.
Mm-hmm.
They're not getting pay. They're not getting the pay increase that they're supposed to get. They're not getting the back whatever they're supposed to get. They're not them are work overtime. They're not getting paid for them overtime. They have family to take care of. They have this to do and they have that to do outside the JCF. It is a big problem.
Mm-mm.
It is a big problem. And it goes right across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Because even for instance, a lady who's doing domestic work, when she goes there, who's gonna employ her? Okay, then you only have to look after the baby.
Mm-hmm.
By the time the lady start work, she has to wash her car, she has to clean up her yard. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of mentally it affects the person.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look the person say, okay, then I will do that. But the person is doing it and expecting to get extra pay, and they are not getting the extra pay because they would say, okay, then I'm gonna work an extra dollar, and that extra dollar can put here, or it can put there, or it can help by.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not happening, and it's always the one who sits on top, and them wait themselves, and the one who's doing the work, nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nothing.
Hold on for me. We're live on. Hold on for me. We're live on Sugar Wayne Rockers Radio. You can go to Google and type in sugarwayneRockersRadio.com. It's a 24-hour radio station out of Jamaica, online radio station out of Jamaica. We're live on that. This is the Make We Talk program where we're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. It's the Make We Talk program. If you're going to call from Jamaica, it's a WhatsApp number 954-529-8030. 954-529-8030. It's also a WhatsApp number. We're speaking about the Jamaica Constable Force members who are clinically diagnosed with depression. We're also speaking to a former police officer. Good morning again, ma'am. Continue with what you're saying. So, based on what you're saying, that it is supposed to happen every 3 months.
Mm-hmm. And you as and if you would say really watching how your officer perform, the performance of the officer, you can know that something is bothering that individual or so. It's big. So you senior on one side and sit them down, have a talk with them, whether he or she find out what is going on in their personal life or in the life outside the JC or the JDF. Monitor and find out what is going on, because everybody is going through something in the world today, and it's not easy.
Not easy at all. And
It's not.
and when we
Oh,
have members of the security forces going through that where they're supposed to have the resources to go and see a doctor pertaining to what they're going through. And if that is not if that is not going on for every 3 months, then something is wrong somewhere, and the country is at a serious risk. Our citizens at serious risk with members of the JCF going around with high power rifle. Maybe one of these days, God forbid, you see what happened?
they can
Go ahead.
take it upon them and do it individually. As a member of the JCF or the JDF, you can take it upon yourself and get a private doctor. Go see a private doctor yourself. You really don't have to wait on the JCF to do that for you. But the JCF is supposed to have that for you. It is there. You are just to make use of it. And when I saw that video yesterday, although I was mad, but hearing this one this morning, I'm like, if I was still there, those 2 officers, or 3 officers, I'll count 3, so one standing in the back.
Yeah.
I would call those 3 and sit down with them and try and find out what led them to that action. Although it get me mad yesterday, but I'd have to find out what led you to that point.
My.
We're in a serious problem, especially Jamaica. My country, my island, Jamaica, we are in a serious problem. And if we don't grip it now, it's gonna be. If it's not now, it's gonna be next. We need to get a hold of it now.
Well, let me ask you this question. East Kingston, former police officer of the JCF. Let me ask you this question though. When you sit and you look in what is going on, is it that the hierarchy of the Jamaica Constabulary Force don't care about the members of the JCF who go out there every day to secure them same one and to secure the politicians and to secure the nation? Is it that the people like a minister of national security or a commissioner of police or a deputy commissioner of police or a superintendent, is it that they don't care about the ones who are below them?
Damn if you do, damn if you don't. I don't care.
Wow.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't. I don't care. I give you a job. Do the job. So it's just you have to know how to do the job and do it that you don't have encounter or danger entanglement with the citizens of this country. You just have to do what you have to do and be more professional. You're doing it like no, that yesterday is not acceptable. No, we don't accept that.
Listening to the study done by that news organization in Jamaica, CVM, and this is out in the public domain that they have done studies on 1,000 members of the JCF, and out of that 1,000 members, it is 12,000 members. Out of that 12,000 members, 1,000 are clinical diagnosed with depression. Is it serious?
That is.
Hello?
Through it with a fine teeth comb, you find more.
Wow.
You find more. If it goes with a fine teeth comb, you find more. Or they have it is more high than that, but you they don't want to look so bad, they don't go say is that amount.
My God. East Kingston, thank you for calling. I have a next call coming in. Thank you so much for calling in and tell us and give us some more insight on this.
All right. I got good one. Yeah, man. I got good one.
Good morning. Welcome to the Mekutua program.
Good morning. Can I speak to Sandra?
I beg your pardon?
Sandra. Can I speak to Sandra?
I don't know which Sandra you're talking about. We're live on Sugar Wayne Rockers Radio out of Kingston, Jamaica. I wish Sugar Wayne could do, I need to talk to my good friend, you know, because there's a way to hook us up where we can get calls out of Jamaica too, you know. And we need to do that because if we're going to continue, we need to do that. But based on what we are hearing and based on what we have seen on this, where members of the JCF is clinical diagnosed with depression, this is serious. This is very serious. Very, very serious. And we need to do something about it. We need to continue talking about it and see what can be done, see what the hierarchy of the JCF is doing. Good morning. Welcome to the Make We Talk program. Hello? Hello? The number to call is 954-529-8030. It's also a WhatsApp number. We're going to play back this video clip in here for us to get a fully understanding of what is going on with members of the JCF. And another thing again, they also, I see where members of the JCF is saying to people that they must apologize for doing certain things, even apologize to the Prime Minister. You're infringing on the people's fundamental right. I want you to listen to what was said on TVJ. Hold on for me. The next call is coming in. Good morning. Welcome to the Make We Talk program.
Good morning, Jeffrey. How are you?
I'm here looking and living, my friend.
I agree that the police are under stress, but the citizens are also overwhelmed with stress. Reason being, every day it's not easy for the citizen of Jamaica to be walking and looking behind them if there's a police coming. It is so heart-rending to see what happening to our Jamaican citizen who born and grow in Jamaica, and the person who is ill-treating them are also Jamaican citizens. When are we gonna try and take care of each other? When are we gonna learn discipline within each other? When are we gonna look up at each other and say, okay, we are all human. Let us try and take care of each other. When is it gonna happen to the citizen of Jamaica for someone to respect them and that the others can respect them? When is it gonna be happening? Everybody's under stress because of these policemen. I'm not saying that they are not doing their work, but my God, the citizens are overstressed because of the action of the police. It is so bad. Jamaicans have to be walking in fear because if they saw a police coming down the street, them feel stressed out before they even reach to that police. It's not all of them are bad police. Mark you, it's not all is bad police, but I mean one bad sheep oil the whole flock. My heart bleed. I have son living in Jamaica. I have brothers. I have nephew. I have cousins all over. My God, man, Jamaican, we are all one. Everybody have the same blood in them. Come on, we are all one. We need to unite. If somebody going down the road the wrong path, give him a second chance. Warn him first, and if him do it again, then it's your time. But no, not even one of the police not giving the citizen a chance to explain. It is so heart-rending. My God, what kind of world are we living in? What kind of human are us to each other? It is so hard. My heart, I cried yesterday, Jeffrey, when I saw it. I cannot deal with it. I cannot look at it. It is so heart-rending to see. Is your only trying to take you out? That man could have died when that policeman stand up in his neck. And the lady, is she a woman? Is she somebody's daughter? Is she a human being to a son? Good God Almighty. May God have mercy upon Jamaica land we love. Have a blessed day, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. Wow. I want to play something here that I captured from television Jamaica. To all our listeners out there in Jamaica, welcome to the program. This is the Make We Talk program on Sugar Wayne Rockers Radio. And this is the Make We Talk program, the voice of the voiceless Jamaicans. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tavares. The views expressed on this program here are not necessarily the views of the Make We Talk program or its affiliated Sugar Wayne Rockers Radio. Those are the views of the callers and those in the chat room. I want you all to listen to something here that I pick up from television Jamaica, where you have members of the JCF demanding that the citizens of Jamaica, and also I see wherein a video was circulating on social media. It's alleged that is from members of the Transport Authority asking people to apologize. You know, I would love to get to my good friend Wilfred Rattigan for about 2 minutes for him to tell us what he thinks. I want him to, I know he's watching. I want to play back the video with what CVM has said about the diagnosing of the JCF members. And I want to call Mr. Rattigan and ask what his views on it. Wilfred Rattigan, I know you're watching this. I want you to watch this for me.
A recent study among members of the police force has found that most of them are depressed, some even clinically diagnosed. This information has left one researcher concerned about the impact on how officers could serve and protect. Here's Trisha Kelly with the findings.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF's mission to serve and protect may be in jeopardy after a study conducted by researchers including Dr. Paul Bourne revealed that majority of the force suffers from depression. 32% of males in the force indicated some level of depression, while 72% of females indicated same. This means that the women in the force are twice likely to be depressed than their male counterparts. Dr. Bourne says this data could explain why some officers react to matters the way they do.
It means a whole lot. What we can impute from that is based on the behavior of some police officers that we are seeing out there on the street with the public. Now we can sort of understand why a number of the officers are behaving as they are.
Dr. Bourne, who works alongside JCF members, has observed that their duties are far beyond that of the average Jamaican.
About 12% of officers in Jamaica, police officers that is, are at a moderately to a high level of depression. And 6% of them are what is called clinically depressed individuals, which means they are the ones who should be on medication and getting treatment from their doctors.
But this has left the researchers concerned as the police have access to dangerous weapons. And if a member of the force is triggered, the impact of this depression could pose a threat, not only to him or her, but anyone nearby.
Police officers arbitrarily having guns in their hand at a stage when they are depressed. So this now means that what we should be doing now is assessing all the officers, particularly now within the context of what our findings are saying. And if it is that we find out that officers are depressed, particularly clinically depressed, these officers should be taken off frontline duty and taken off frontline duty now.
The JCF has approximately 12,000 members. Of that number, a little over 1,000 members form the research sample. Dr. Bourne is adamant assessment must begin now. Trisha G. Kelly, CVM News.
My God, I wonder what our good friend Wilfred Rattigan thinks about this. I'm going to call Mr. Rattigan and ask him his views on this right now. Hopefully we can get through to him. Because This don't look good at all. Oh Lord, I think he's busy. This don't look good at all. But if this is what is going to happen, where we have the JCF members in serious problem, there's a video also that I keep on saying I want you to watch. I want you to watch this and listen to what Jamaican for Justice is saying about the fundamental rights of Jamaicans who are being forced to apologize by police officers and members of the Transport Authority. I want you all to listen to this.
So, the latest public apology that came last week from Calvin Campbell, the man believed to have been operating an overloaded vehicle while seated in the lap of a passenger, sparked some growing concerns about the recording and release of what appeared to be coerced apologies from individuals accused of wrongdoing by authorities, with some suggesting that the practice may infringe upon their constitutional right. I don't know if you remember this young man during COVID was told to go in and say, now go in, and then find him under the bed, and he had to do an apology. And that seems to have been, I will say, coerced as opposed to forced. But with us is the Jamaicans for Justice Executive Director, Michael Jackson, who has some interesting points. Morning, my friend. How are you? Welcome to Smile.
Morning. Thank you so much.
First thing, how would you know if it's coerced?
Well, that's a good question, and that's the reason for us saying to the Jamaica Gleaner that in this particular situation with the taxi driver, there is no evidence to suggest that he was coerced in speaking. But there are some videos, for example, the one that you made mention of where the gentleman was, seen, being pulled from under the bed. I think that circumstance that it raised an eyebrow. It made you uncomfortable as a human rights practitioner. And if someone say to their attorney afterwards that, listen, the police compelled me, forced me to make a public apology, then it would lead room to possibility of a lawsuit against the state. Because in that regard, your constitutional rights would have been clearly breached. And I think it's worth explaining to the viewers that when you talk about some of these issues, it's not an airy-fairy conversation that we're having. And I really do encourage people to recognize some of the rights that we have in our charter. And I encourage you to go to section 16 of the Constitution of Jamaica. Because in other words, unless it is that you were pulled over for a road traffic offense, and a uniformed police officer say to you, may I have your driver's license? May I have your name? May I have your address? Beyond sharing that information to a uniformed police officer, you are not encouraged to speak at all. Let me be very clear. Any attorney worth their salt would say to you, do not give any information beyond that, because you would be giving an admission of guilt. Now, if voluntarily you say, you know what, I think I really did something wrong, or I think I didn't do something that I want the public to understand that I'm genuinely sorry for. The real word here is voluntarily doing that. But no one can force you to testify in your own trial. No one can force you to speak and apologize, not even the judge, because you have a constitutional right not to self-incriminate. And that's an important concept, principle, entrenchment in the Constitution I want the viewers to understand.
In the instance that you just said just now that you're encouraged or discouraged from speaking or sharing more information than name, address, etc., and producing your driver's license in the instance of a traffic violation or alleged traffic violation, otherwise you're potentially self-incriminating, or it can be conceived as an admission of guilt. In other instances where it's clear that you have violated some edict, some law, some act of law, and you are asked to apologize, what's so wrong if you have done this thing and you're asked and you comply?
You know what? again, no attorney worth their salt will be saying to you to extend an apology unless it is during the court of law, during the course of the proceedings. We understand that sometimes an apology, you being actually remorseful for an action, may be used as what you would call a mitigating factor to say, you know what, this person perhaps could have been fined 5,000 Jamaican dollars, but because they're seemingly remorseful, let me give them 1,000 Jamaican dollars. So you can find that your sentence or fine can be reduced, but no authority can even ask you to apologize. Because when you are being arrested, for example, by law, the police must issue what we call a caution. The police must say to you, Mr. Williams, I want to let you know that you have a right to remain silent. I want to let you know that you have a right to an attorney. I want to let you know that if you cannot afford an attorney, the state can provide one through what we call a duty counsel. I want to let you know that while you're in police custody, you can contact anyone you wish, for example, a relative, your religious leader. I want to let you know that these are the charges that I'm putting before you. I want to let you know that you understand all of the circumstances that is happening right now and all of the rights that are afforded to you in law. That is what the law enforcement officer must do. Any state authority must do that. Beyond sharing that information, they should not be asking you anything else. And I remember when this matter came up a few years ago, the police had in fact recognized that that is something that the officers ought not to be doing, and it was discouraged. So I really want to say to law enforcement, desist from doing it because you're actually breaching an individual's constitutional right.
At the end of the day, so he apologized, and then him call him lawyer after that, and then him tell him lawyer, well, is them asked me to apologize, I never really want to do it. What's the recourse at the end of the day?
Well, I think it's a couple of things that the court will be looking at whatever chain of evidence perhaps that would have emanated from that apology. And, you know, so for example, you apologize, but you would have self-incriminated and given other evidence. You know, that is something that the court certainly would weigh in that particular circumstance.
No police. And when a police officer lock you up, they must read your rights. And if you can't afford an attorney, one must be provided for you. They must also call a justice of the peace if you can't provide an attorney. And I think when they're supposed to take a statement from, they're supposed to have a JP there with you or your attorney. But over the years, members of the JCF believe that they're above the law and they continue doing what they feel like to do. So we have some serious problems on our hand in this country, and yet we're talking about constitutional reform. Constitutional reform for what? When we can't even assist members of the JCF who are going through depression? Huh? When we can't even assist our normal citizens who are going through depression? And when people are locked up, members of the JCF refuse to give them a call. Huh? Is this the country that we talk about going republic? When the constitution of the land is not even for the people. This order in council thing that the Privy Council handed down to the Queen of England to give to Jamaica, they call a constitution, was never a constitution. And when you have government of the government infringing of the people's right and now demanding them and forcing them to apologize. My God. We're living in a society where this country is in serious crisis. Very serious crisis. And when you have members of the JCF who is going through depression, it's not good. It is not good. And it begs to ask the question, is this why members of the JCF going out there and treating the citizens of our country like this? We're gonna play it again. Clinical psychiatrist did a research on what is going on in the JCF. And this is what they found.
A recent study among members of the police force has found that most of them are depressed, some even clinically diagnosed. This information has left one researcher concerned about the impact on how officers could serve and protect. Here's Trisha Kelly with the findings.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF's mission to serve and protect may be in jeopardy after a study conducted by researchers including Dr. Paul Bourne revealed that majority of the force suffers from depression. 32% of males in the force indicated some level of depression, while 72% of females indicated same. This means that the women in the force are twice likely to be depressed than their male counterparts. Dr. Bourne says this data could explain why some officers react to matters the way they do.
This means a whole lot. What we can impute from that is based on the behavior of some police officers that we are seeing out there on the street with the public. Now we can sort of understand why a number of the officers are behaving as they are.
Dr. Bourne, who works alongside JCF members, has observed that their duties are far beyond that of the average Jamaican.
About 12% of officers in Jamaica, police officers that is, are at a moderately to a high level of depression. And 6% of them are what is called clinically depressed individuals, which means they are the ones who should be on medication and getting treatment from their doctors.
But this has left the researchers concerned as the police have access to dangerous weapons. And if a member of the force is triggered, the impact of this depression could pose a threat, not only to him or her, but anyone nearby.
Police officers arbitrarily having guns in their hand at a stage when they are depressed. So this now means that what we should be doing now is assessing all the officers, particularly now, within the context of what our findings are saying. And if it is that we find out that officers are depressed, particularly clinically depressed, these officers should be taken off frontline duty and taken off frontline duty now.
The JCF has approximately 12,000 members. Of that number, a little over 1,000 members form the research sample. Dr. Bourne is adamant assessment must begin now. Trisha Kelly, CVM News.
The JCF have 12,000 members. And out of the 12,000, 1,000 of them, and even more, is diagnosed with depression. I want you to hear your views on that. I'm going to open up the phone lines, and I want you all to call in. It's also a WhatsApp number, 954-529-8030. 954-529-8030. Please call in and tell us your views on what is going on. Do you think the JCF is a threat to the citizens of Jamaica? While members of the JCF is clinically diagnosed with depression, and that is why they're going around doing citizens like this.
No, we don't say money. No, we're not. General, is the proper money. No, man, you're mad. Move. Go, move. Move. No, man. Get up.
I wonder and I ponder to myself as what one of the callers said, that stress and depression is all over the world. But I wonder and I ponder to myself, our nation is in serious crisis. What is next in this country? All the citizens are depressed indeed. I agree with you. I agree with you. But it does not give whosoever is depressed. I am no psychiatrist, nor psychologist, or what I want to call it. But it asks the question, why do they have to treat citizens this way?
No, we don't say money. No, we're not. General, is the proper money. No, man, you're mad. Move. Go, move. No, man. Get up.
This don't look good. It doesn't look good. By the way, I see we're in there saying that the citizens of St. Elizabeth, they're working hard to get light back up to them down there. It cannot be that we have security force members. I'm going to show it again. Yes, indeed. It cannot be that we have security force members who swear that they will serve and protect the people of Jamaica and to defend the constitution rights of the Jamaican people. And this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. You hear nothing from the Minister of National Security. I know the Prime Minister had some speech given at some JCF business meeting this morning. I'm going to go back and check if he says anything about what happened yesterday. But you hear nothing from the Minister of National Security. And you hear nothing from Dr. Kevin Blake, the Commissioner of Police. You don't hear nothing from them pertaining to this video here either. I'm going to play back two videos. This one first I'm going to play.
A recent study among members of the police force has found that most of them are depressed, some even clinically diagnosed. This information has left one researcher concerned about the impact on how officers could serve and protect. Here's Trisha Kelly with the findings.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF's mission to serve and protect may be in jeopardy after a study conducted by researchers including Dr. Paul Bourne revealed that majority of the force suffers from depression. 32% of males in the force indicated some level of depression, while 72% of females indicated same. This means that the women in the force are twice likely to be depressed than their male counterparts. Dr. Bourne says this data could explain why some officers react to matters the way they do.
It means a whole lot. What we can impute from that is based on the behavior of some police officers that we are seeing out there on the street with the public. Now we can sort of understand why a number of the officers are behaving as they are.
Dr. Bourne, who works alongside JCF members, has observed that their duties are far beyond that of the average Jamaican.
About 12% of officers in Jamaica, police officers that is, are at a moderately to a high level of depression. And 6% of them are what is called clinically depressed individuals, which means they are the ones who should be on medication and getting treatment from their doctors.
But this has left the researchers concerned as the police have access to dangerous weapons. And if a member of the force is triggered, the impact of this depression could pose a threat, not only to him or her, but anyone nearby.
Police officers arbitrarily having guns in their hand at a stage when they are depressed. So this now means that what we should be doing now is assessing all the officers, particularly now, within the context of what our findings are saying. And if it is that we find out that officers are depressed, particularly clinically depressed, these officers should be taken off frontline duty and taken off frontline duty now.
The JCF has approximately 12,000 members. Of that number, a little over 1,000 members form the research sample. Dr. Bourne is adamant assessment must begin now. Trisha Kelly, CVM News.
Assessment must begin now. And as a Jamaican citizen, and I'm calling on the behalf of all Jamaicans, both home and abroad. When I say abroad, for those who live in the diaspora, I'm calling on their behalf that the Minister of National Security, Dr. Harris Chan, along with the Commissioner of Police, do something about this, as what the doctor said they need to do something and do something now. It cannot be that we're going to continue having members of the JCF who are clinically diagnosed with depression, walking around with high-power rifle. One of these days, they may trigger off, and you hear about a mass shooting in Jamaica by police officers or by somebody else who is depressed. But the JCF have ways and means of helping members of the JCF who are suffering from depression. And it begs to ask the question, as we're live on Sugar Wayne Rockers Radio in Jamaica. And for those who are watching us from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean, welcome. It begs to ask the question in the next video I'm going to show. And I want people to call us because we don't want the phone lines. People have a tendency of calling when I come off air. I'm giving the opportunity to call in now. It begs to ask the question in the video I'm going to show. Is depression why the members of the JCF treat a member of the Jamaican citizen this way? The citizen of the public this way who pay your salary? What is the reason why this police officer treat the citizen this way? And what is being done? What is being done towards the way this police officer treat the citizen by standing in the neck of a Jamaican citizen? Is this depression at work here? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Right, item of news coming into the newsroom here. I don't know if anybody know about this. Oh, hold on. I have a call coming. Hold on a minute. Good morning. Welcome to the Make We Talk program.
Hi, Mr. Jeffrey. Mr. Jeffrey, good morning to you too, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
President is supposed to remember. But you remember one time they called and tell you that I cannot believe that the DPP order they select to put back in the house, and you convinced me and tell me yes.
What happened now?
The woman get the court give her right to go back in the house.
When that was? It just handed down a while ago?
No, I see it on the YouTube there, but it's show on the thing on the
you get it from the news, ma'am.
program.
Hello?
On it,
did you get it from?
Yes,
hold on for me. Did you get it from? Did you get it from a news organization in Jamaica? From the Gleaner or the TVJ or TVM?
Yes, I think it's the Gleaner we're coming from, but it's a YouTuber outlet and put on the information on there.
Ma'am. Hold on for me. I am asking you, did you see it in the Gleaner?
No.
Okay. I am not
saying,
I am not saying that those who put it up don't see it in it, but I'm asking you, have you seen it yourself?
On a person, no.
What you need to do, hold on, darling.
Yeah.
Trying to educate you with something here.
Right.
It's not everything you hear Jeffrey Tavares say. You take it as gospel, you know. You go and research it. Or ask one of your grandchild for say, you know, some Mayor Jeffrey says something, but not for true. Type it in a Google for me. Did you hear this on the news? That's all I'm saying to you.
I understand.
It's not everything, it's not everything you hear on YouTube that you must take as gospel. Because some of us are spreading some news when I go so, or in near go so.
But I can say what I read from it.
Go ahead.
Okay, it is saying that the court they give her right to go back because of the amendment of the legislation.
But wasn't the DPP court hearing scheduled for September of this month, ma'am? Of this year?
I wasn't paying attention to any schedule, you know.
Okay.
But because I see that reading there.
Sweetheart, hold on for me, ma'am. That's what I'm saying to you. You need to do a research and stuff. The DPP next hearing is scheduled for September, if my memory serves me correctly. The only thing that I know is scheduled for the end of this month is the Vibe Cartel case is scheduled for the end of this month. But the DPP's case hearing is scheduled for September.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much. Yes. Right. Thank God it's like that, and I hope it works out in our favor. Jesus' name.
Indeed, ma'am.
Yes. Mr. Tavares.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what's happening over Canada, and Canada, but lives in Quebec area.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know how far from here. So in the real going, so I'm gonna carry in going the events going
on.
Find out and let you know.
I'll find it and let you know.
Hey, Mr. Tavares, me can't wait till you come in, because everything it a pull up, everything.
Why you can't wait to come, ma'am?
Yes.
What you cannot wait to come?
For him, rain loan so much, him thing out in why she was there.
Yes, ma'am.
About Jamaica.
Yes. You wanted to go?
So, me well, why would mind if you could have come in now? Me would mind if you could have come.
Well, let me
Tell you, man.
Let me find out how far you're away from where he is and let you know, all right?
Yes, man. All right, thanks.
You're welcome, ma'am. All the best.
Yes, sir. Good.
Bye-bye. We have to educate our people. There is something I see coming up in the Observer here that I want to read on air here. But let me just run this breaking news thing here. This is Make We Talk breaking news. News coming in. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the crime portfolio, Fitz Bailey, on Monday said forensic tests have confirmed that the slain remain found on Monday, June 3rd, in Salt River, Clarendon, are identified those of the educated Daniel Rowe, who disappeared after leaving her High Seat Park home in St. Catherine. Let me read that again. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime portfolio, Fitz Bailey, on Monday said that forensic tests have confirmed that of the slain remains found on Monday, June 3rd, in Salt River, Clarendon, are identified those of educator Daniel Anglin, who disappeared after leaving her High Steel Park home in St. Catherine on Monday, May 3rd. But there you have it, and it shows the the map of where they found her. And it begs to ask the question. The Prime Minister talk about that they can find people who is doing X, Q, Y, Z. How they couldn't find this young lady before she was murdered? How couldn't they find this woman before she was murdered? The number to call into the program is 954-529-8030. That's the number to call into the program. What is your views on what is going on with the members of the JCF who are clinically diagnosed with depression? What is your views on it? We're live on Sugar Rain Rockers Radio. I don't know when Mr. Sugar Rain is going to take us off air, but he has to let me know, because we're waiting on him to give us a signal when to wrap up here. But based on what we're seeing on this item of news here, I was said that the JCF members, over 1,000 of them, is depressed. It doesn't look good. Do not look good. By the way, the People's National Party has gained momentum in the polls done by Dan Anderson and CVM. Let me see if I can get it here. Here it is. What is going on here? Hold on there for me. Delete this. Let me get this up here and see if I can get it in. Go back here. There you have it. Let me take this from off of here. There you have it. Don Anderson poll result. The People's National Party President and Opposition Leader Mark Golding is at 35.2%, while the Prime Minister and President of the Jamaica Labour Party is at 33.8%. Negative ratings. Mark Golding, 26.2%. Andrew Holness, 37%. And the People's National Party, rather, is leading the Jamaica Labour Party in the voting. The PNP is at 34.3%, while the ruling Jamaica Labour Party is at 27%. Election should call tomorrow morning. It seems as if the People's National Party will sweep the Labour Party out of power. Would it be a landslide victory for the PNP? We don't know. We don't know. It seems as if there is a lot of things going on here. There is something I need to get. Hold on there for me. I need to show something here. Let me see if I find it. Hold on there for me, please. Hold on. It's me alone here, and I have to see with me. I'm not high tech like some people, you know. Not as high tech as some people at all. Where it is, where it is, where it is, where it is. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, don't tell me that I lost this thing now, you know. I have a tendency of losing stuff, and I think I did. I see where Jamaicans in is it in St. Ann? I think it's in St. Ann. Jamaicans in St. Anne's who are related to the American VP. Let me take off this thing here. You believe that the PNP will win the next election? It seems that way to us. It seems that way to us that the PNP will gain momentum in the next election. Jamaicans who have family members in the high up of the American politics, VP Kamala Harris. Let me get this and show you something here. Where Jamaicans are saying that they think that she'll win. You know that Miss Harris is also have Jamaican roots. Her father is Professor Harris. And based on what we're seeing here, that Jamaicans are saying that they think she'll win. Of course, the VP take over the race for president of president of America because of the president of the United States, Joseph Biden, who step aside. He won't contest the election, the upcoming general election. He won't contest it again. He won't run. And he endorsed his VP. And his endorsement of his VP has pushed the VP to raise a lot of funds. And meanwhile, here in the land of wood and water, where her father is from, and she still has family members here, I want you to see if I can get this thing up here. Let's see if I can get it. Oh Lord, I have to delete something here. Hold on there for me. Okay, this can come out. Wherein Jamaicans, I think the father is from St. Anne's or Trelawney, I can't remember. But Jamaicans are hailing her. Would she be the next black president of the United States of Caribbean heritage? Barack Obama was the first black man Will she be a black woman leading the American people, leading the free world? Would she become one of the polarizing figures in American politics? Listen to this for me, please.
Kamala Harris would be a good president, having been trained in her legal profession, having been active in the political arena, and effectively crisscross the country. She knows all the needs that the citizens of the various states would have, because the United States is a very dynamic country, and therefore she's able to identify with the needs.
Success will never stop for her. She'll ever climb the ladder because she's a very intelligent girl, highly intelligent. You know, someone of her level of intelligence is really hard to find, as she has gotten that from her father, you know, and her mother is also intelligent.
There you have it. Jamaicans here in Jamaica is wishing Kamala Harris all the best in her bid to become the first female black president of the United States. Would she beat former President Donald Trump? Let us see if that's going to happen come November. Our topic for today was Jamaican police officers diagnosed with depression. And also part of our topic is the race for Jamaica House, where we have the opposition People's National Party and the governing Jamaica Labour Party. In a recent poll show a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, done by pollster Don Anderson, maybe I should get Mr. Anderson on the program here, showing that Mark Golding have a lead over Andrew Holness. It's also showing that the People's National Party have a lead over the Jamaica Labour Party. Significant lead, it looked like. And negative rating, 26.2% for Mark Golding. Andrew Holness, 37%. Voting, the Jamaica Labour Party is at 27%, while the People's National Party is at 34.2%. But 34.3%, I beg your pardon. Wow. It seems as if they're going to be, what I would say, a backsliding, if they should call the election. I agree with you, Miss Moore. But is the people going to ask for that? Is the people going to ask for that? Ladies and gentlemen, people, there we have it. The polls are showing that it seems as if the People's National Party would gain state power if an election should call now. I'm going to reach out to my good friend Don Anderson to see if I can have him on the program later on this evening to talk to us some more about this poll that he has done for CVM. We're also going to reach out to a psychiatrist to speak to us about the data that's coming out of the JCF that over 1,000 of its 12,000 members have been diagnosed with depression. Doesn't look good at all. Does not look good. I want to say thank you all for coming on to the program. It is now 12:53. Maybe I should go up until 1 o'clock, that's 12 o'clock Jamaica time, to give Sugar Ray Leonard to segue for the midday news, sports, and so the like. Should wait until, and yes, let's wait until that. Let's continue talking, get some more news until we're going to say goodbye at 1 o'clock. That's 12 o'clock Jamaica time. By the way, I saw wearing something? Some people are saying to us, some people are saying to us, thank you, I will go there and do it now. Some people are saying that what is going on and the level of corruption in the country and both sides of the fence. I want to play something that former president of the People's National Party, Dr. Peter David Phillips, in one of his well-known campaign speech he was given to the comrades some time ago. And this is what Dr. Peter David Phillips has to say. And of course, Dr. Phillips is a former Minister of National Security, a former Minister of Finance, a former Minister of Health. I have a call coming in. One moment for me, please. Good morning. Welcome to the Mequitar program. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jeffrey.
Good afternoon.
I sent a message to your WhatsApp here.
Okay, thanks very much. I'll go and look at it.
All right. Yeah, I just want to make two quick observations.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
I'm not surprised that the result that the psychologists or psychiatrists actually found about the police.
Yes.
Because for the like of me, because I called you yesterday and I cried after, because for the like of me, I couldn't see a policeman barking like a dog and standing in the neck of a civilian. And remember, prior to that, we have a woman biting another civilian. And those behaviors are not normal. Those are really abnormal behaviors. So the findings, I'm not surprised, because those behaviors are out of character. No police officers are supposed to be acting like that. And on a very serious note, I hope they get the help that they need, because they really need psychological help.
True.
So that's my first observation. And the second one is, I don't know why Andrew still has so much favoritism in the eyes of the public, because there's no lower limit that Andrew can get with the JLP party. I listen to Ryan. I'm from Senton, and I listen to Ryan. I know him. He's a decent gentleman. And when I heard him talk about some Muda, trying to go around
as you talk about that, I was trying to get a hold of the gentleman there, Dr.
Ryan.
Yeah. You mean Conrad O'Brien you talking?
No, man. Ryan Simpson, Dr. Simpson,
yes,
from Senton, who is up against.
Yes, I was trying to get hold of Dr. Simpson yesterday.
Okay, because Andre was able to speak with him.
Yes, I know that. His phone rang without an answer yesterday.
Okay, maybe he gets busy.
Yeah.
But Matthew Samuda and the number of lies that Matthew told during the burial and even prior to that with the water situation in the grill. I don't know if all of them have to meet a certain criteria about lying before they join the Jamaica Labour Party.
No, well, every one of them have a liaritis, As what KD Knight told the former Prime Minister, that you're pathologically mendacious. Apparently the Jamaica Labour Party has a pathological mendacious ways about them.
And I think they actually take the cue from their Prime Minister, because I've never seen another man so dishonest, disloyal, distrustful, insincere. He just PR all the time. If he's even shaking the hand of a person, he poses for the camera. I don't know what is wrong with him. And he has lost integrity. and significance in the eyes of Jamaican people who are sober. So he needs to go, and you cannot be there for 3 years in succession without your statutory declaration being certified.
But
that's unheard of. That's untenable. He needs to go.
It happened in Jamaica, my dear, and the Jamaican people don't do a thing about it. So what do you expect?
And we are calling upon his favorite radio station, the one that PR from him doesn't give Mark Golding and the PMP any stands in the media, but everything for the JLP, doesn't matter how simple it is, they run with it. I'm calling upon him to talk about Colleen Ryan and Matthew to talk about the situation that is happening in St. Ann right away.
And you think
I know that
you think Matthew
yes.
you think Matthew will come and talk with Ryan about it in the same space?
They don't have to be in the same space. They don't have to be in the same space, but we need to hear from Matthew. And we heard from Ryan already. We need to hear from Matthew what is happening in St. Ann, because this is not something that somebody's speaking out of a hat, you know, or scrambling about. This is information that he has, and that the JLP guy who was to certify has, and he has not signed. Remember, it's the PMP and the JLP guys who are supposed to be signing on the same document with Matthew. And he has not signed, but yet Matthew and the other young lady has signed. And Matthew doesn't live there. So it means, therefore, that the electoral office in St. Ann is culpable.
Well, let me ask you a question now. I'm being facetious, if there's such a word. And I don't want anybody to take me seriously, you know, because I love to run my jokes. I don't know, say Matthew no live at St. Ann. Not in the house within the show. Come see the house, you know.
No, he doesn't live there.
I know he doesn't live.
Matthew, I could tell you, Matthew lives in one of those. Yeah, Matthew lives in the I soon tell you what the scheme is. My mom lives near to there. He's in one of those sophisticated schemes in St. Ann.
Oh.
That is near it. It's between St. Ann's Bay and Runaway Bay. That's where that scheme is.
So he lives in Kingston. He lives in Kingston and have one of his beach houses.
Yes.
His over the sea houses in St. Ann.
Absolutely. When he's in St. Ann, that's where he is. Matthew is not going to live there where they show you. Matthew would live there. You see where it is? Matthew would not even spend a night there.
No, sir, because
Matthew doesn't live there.
No, because he doesn't want to walk on, you know, on those, you know, type of road, you know. Look at the road. The road,
he doesn't live there.
Yes, and if he's gonna live there, he has a prod or one of those range.
I could find out a lot more. I could find out a lot more because I'm from St. Ann and I have people in Ochiris, and my mother lives in that area. I could find out a lot more. Matthew doesn't live there, and that's not, nobody's guessing about that. That's not where he lives. He's lying, and he needs to step down. He needs to step down. They are too lie, and I hope Jamaicans see. I don't know if Jamaicans are asleep, though, you know. It doesn't matter how die-hearted I would be. I remember when Kern Spencer, with the light bulb situation. I was so mad. And when I saw him the other day itching around as though he wanted, and I heard he was going to be chairman for Region 3, something like that, I said, Mark Golding has to be crazy. And I did inbox somebody and I said, tell Mark Golding that if he wants to stay in our favor, he's not even to think about it. And everyone, if they are dishonest, Jeffrey, they must go. We don't need dishonest people to be running the country and stealing out from taxpayers' money. We don't need them.
Let me ask you a question.
What kind of loyalty would have to them that wouldn't have them doing those things and still voting for them?
Let me ask you a question now, though, my good friend. When you sit down, we're all over here. We're overseas, and I go to Jamaica sometimes. I must be careful how I talk, so I go to Jamaica because people may start.
Me too, but they can't watch me. They must watch themselves.
Anyway, when you see what is going on in Jamaica, and everybody sit down, and I guarantee you, if the mansion put on in Green Clarks tomorrow morning, they will do every single thing to win that election. And Jamaicans will put them back in.
Well, can I say something to that, Jeffrey? He will not go back in. You're right when he says he will do every single thing, but he cannot go back in. Take my word for that.
Let's see.
I know the money, in go back in. I know the money is being saved. Millions of dollars to buy the election. Millions of dollars.
Millions, you mean billion?
Billions. And they are not going to get 5 and 10 this time. They might get a lot more. But if I were in their position, I would take every red cent and still vote him out. You know what I'm timid about, though? I know of a place in St. Elizabeth, I've said it before, and this is not guessing, where one politician, one MP, paid the PMP voters from a certain, what you call it, it's not constituency. The constituency is everywhere, but like a division, you're right. Paid the PNP voters to dip their hands overnight so that they could not vote the following day of the election. So you can't go to the voting booth with ink already on your finger. So that's what he did to stay in power. So I know that they are conniving, and I know that they are cruel, and they are going to do everything. And you know what, Jeffrey, this is a big deal. And the young man hinted at it last night. Doctor, the one against
yes, I know who you're talking. Yes.
You know what he hinted at last night that I know is true.
What?
What they are doing, they are taking people from out of other constituency. There's one constituency in Centon where I heard that 40 persons are registered at the one address. So they pull them from outside of the parishes and have them vote, like what certain man did in Portland the other day.
You mean?
And that is.
You mean the man who the dog as Mr. Portland?
Yes, man. Yes, that's what he did the other day, and that is going to those are the things that I am timid about. But Mark Golding, if you are listening to Jeffrey's program, we are advising you, open your eyes, and if it's only 2 you have, you better find some more eyes. Open your eyes and see what is happening, because this election is going to be a very nasty one, because they are going to be scamming and scheming how to steal the election. And make sure those persons who are working at the polling stations, that they are very, very alert. They must not take their eyes off anything at all. And make sure that you also have your independent observers for the election. Carry them from other countries if you wish. But make sure that you have your own independent observers. Do not take anything for granted, because Andrew Holness and the JLP government cannot be trusted.
You know, I believe the soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on the next election.
Of course.
The soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on the next election. And I am appealing to every single Jamaican from all walks of life. Make sure your name is on the voters list. Go out and vote. Go out and vote when the time comes. Because the soul of the democracy of Jamaica relies on it. The future of your children relies on it. The time has come for all of us in this country of ours to stand up and call a spade a spade. We cannot continue like this as a people. And the soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on the next election for Jamaicans to go out and vote.
Absolutely. Too many of us are selfish. So if I get a $20,000 for my vote, and I can go buy some chicken or whatever I need, I can put on my rooftop or whatever it is, and that is it. I get something, and that's how we look at it as Jamaicans. You know, we are not looking at the future of the country and the future of our children, and we are not looking at when that 20,000 is done, and we are gone back into slavery and to dictatorship.
But caller, at no time at all should anyone in our country be selling their vote. It is not for sale.
That is illegal.
It is
illegal, and I hope some person go to prison this time for it, because we're taking it for granted.
It is
whether PNP or JLP, that's a warning. It is illegal. So if that is a practice of PNP and JLP, don't let it happen this election. And those shirts that they are getting with their caps with the money wrapped up in it, or their envelopes, we need to be looking out for them this election and taking pictures of them. And I hope some of them are exposed and disgraced for the next election, because it's illegal.
And another thing again, let me make something clear to the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. You have some people in this country, in the United States of America, in Canada, and all over in the diaspora, where I hear the Jamaican ambassador to Washington, D.C., encouraging Jamaicans to go home and vote. The Electoral Act of Jamaica said that you have to be in the country, I think, for 6 months before you can vote. When you go down, if election call, you go down, go vote tomorrow or whatever day, it is illegal. You're not supposed to do that. Under our constitution, you're not supposed to do that. And the two political parties continue doing this thing over and over and over again.
And again.
Nobody says nothing and do nothing about it. It is
All they
not
need to
right.
do, it's not right. All they need to do is to encourage their family members to get on the voter list and make sure you vote. They don't need to go down to cast votes that they know it's illegal.
You're supposed to be on the voters list. Sorry, you're supposed to be in Jamaica for 6 months. It cannot be that election call today and voting is next week. And you go down, go vote next week and come back up. Which song you sing, sir?
But so if they are on the voters list and they still have their IDs and so on, who is going to tell that they are not in the country for more than 6 months or for 6 months? Who is going to say that?
That's another thing again.
Yeah, that's a ticklish one. That's not going to be an easy one to
There's
start
so
out.
many shebang going on in our country, it's unbelievable.
One other thing before I go, Jeff. I hope also that the voters list, the voters lists are clean, and I hope that whatever list that the both parties get after they scrutinize that list is the same list that's going to be at the polling station. And people need to be looking out for people who several persons who are at the same address. You can't have 40 people with one address. Not even a tenement yard couldn't run like that. 40 people with one address. And we are calling on Jamaica. And let me tell you, you see, karma and conscience, a lot of them think that they're going to be in politics for all their lives. When they step back and step out and look at the nastiness and the mess that they have created, that alone will kill some of them. Andrew Holness, we are calling upon you. When you went into politics, you said you were new and different. You talk about your generation and what you're going there to do. Nothing for your 100 days commitment were fulfilled. And every day of your life, you lie through your teeth. You keep lying and lying and lying to the Jamaican people and people, the cronyism and all those things that are very blatant. We are steering them. They are steering us in our faces. And those are the things that are turning the country in, I don't know what it is, the banana republic. And that is why the police officers are behaving the way they are. They are frustrated. They are oppressed. They are underpaid. Working condition is poor, and it doesn't matter how much money you spend, is the worst they get. 70% of female officers have mentally disturbed, and 40 or 30% of the male. That's critical. That's a crisis level. And Horace Strong, those are the things you need to talk about. And our new commissioner, for me, to be honest, I thought I would be impressed. I'm not impressed with the new commissioner. I am not impressed. I'm going to state it as a concerned citizen. I am not impressed. And whatever you all can do from that level, we need to fix it fast. Because Jamaica is going to the garbage heap. You're a worthless set of cruff that we put in office to serve this country. You are no example to our young generation, to our children. And you all need to go, and decent people must run the country. And if Mark Golding gets into power, well, I see some signs, and he cannot be pretending all the time that he's not into the nastiness. And I hope when he gets there, he sets the example with his members of parliament and his councillors first. And that I know he will do. And we are calling upon you, Mr. Mark Golding. If you get into Jamaica House, the example must first be set at yard, because you learn to dance a yard before you dance abroad. And we are not going to sit back as Jamaicans and those of us who support you and watch you fail. So I can tell you, pull your socks way up, make it catch your waist, beginning today. And we're not joking. We are finished with the foolishness with politicians. And Andrew Holness and his minions, they need to step aside now. Matthew Samuda, we are calling on you to let Jamaica know if you are deceiving us about where you live in St. Anne, because I know you are. And let me see how you get around that one. Jeffrey, thank you very much for your time, brother, and God bless you. Take care of yourself.
God bless you too, my sister. God bless. Thanks for calling in.
Good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You know something? Many of you on this platform and those who are listening to us on Rockers Radio may not know this. But I want you all to know something here. That in the 1980s, Jamaica's voters list have some people who wake up in Maypen Cemetery and Dovecot went on the voters list to vote in the 1980s. And people may say, Jeffrey, you're talking stupidness. I'm not talking stupidness, it's the truth. A lot of dead people was on the voters list. A lot of dead people was on the voters list. And I heard a member of the Electoral Office of Jamaica, I won't call any name, said that the voters list now is different. It's a new voters list. It is, nobody can tamper with it. And I beg to differ, you know. But I won't go down that road with that individual at all. I just want everybody to know something here. That we need to wake up in this country. Because the soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on the next election. Thank you, Miss Moore. Is it true? You remember? The amount of dead people in a Maypen Cemetery. The amount of dead people in a Dovecot. In a Medares. The amount of people in a Savlamar Cemetery. Montego Bay Cemetery. Orchard Cemetery, Negril. And other cemeteries around the country get up and vote in the 1980s. The political tribalism that happened in the 1980s against the two political parties in Jamaica. We don't want to see that back again in this country. Because we went through a time in the history of this country where the tribal politics was the order of the day. And I say to my fellow Jamaicans that we need not to go back down that road. But what we need to do, is to encourage our Jamaicans who live in Jamaica to make sure that your name is on the voters list. That when the election is called, you can go out there and vote. And for those who listen to me and they said that I've been an inspiration to them, I'm encouraging you, young people, go out there in your numbers. If you're eligible to vote, go out there in your numbers and exercise your right to vote. Let it be said when the history book is being written that we all stand for one thing, that we all came out and vote for the soul of the democracy of this country. And I say to my fellow Jamaicans, the time for all of us to rally around a single cause and a single purpose is now. I will not tell you who to vote for or who not to vote for. It's none of my business who you want to vote for. But what I will say to you and what I will encourage you to do, it is your fundamental God-given right. It is your constitutional right, I should say, for you to go out there and vote. Exercise your right to vote. The late John Lewis of the United States Congress or Senate said this to all of us, not only the United States, but to everybody around the world. This is what he said.
I got arrested a few times. During the 60s, I went to jail 40 times. Since I've been in Congress, I've been arrested another 5 times. And I'm probably going to get arrested again for something. I'm not suggesting that any of you should go out and get arrested. But when you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, stand up and say something. Do something. I gave a little blood on that bridge in Selma 53 years ago. I almost died. Some of my friends and colleagues were murdered in Mississippi and other places. I'm not asking any of you to give any blood. I'm just asking you to go and vote like you never voted before. We have to vote. The vote is the most powerful, nonviolent instrument or tool we have in a democratic society, and we must use it. Use it. Go out and vote. Let's go out and vote. Go and vote. Go and vote.
You hear what he said? It's the best tool we have in a democratic society. Go out and vote. We're going to play this again that you all can listen.
I got arrested a few times. During the 60s, I went to jail 40 times. Since I've been in Congress, I've been arrested another 5 times. And I'm probably going to get arrested again for something. I'm not suggesting that any of you should go out and get arrested. But when you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, stand up and say something. Do something. I gave a little blood on that bridge in Selma 53 years ago. I almost died. Some of my friends and colleagues were murdered in Mississippi and other places. I'm not asking any of you to give any blood. I'm just asking you to go and vote like you never voted before. We have to vote. The vote is the most powerful, nonviolent instrument or tool we have in a democratic society, and we must use it. Use it. Go out and vote. Let's go out and vote. Go and vote. Go and vote.
Go out and vote. Go out and vote. The soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on every single Jamaican. Go out and vote. The soul of our democracy relies on every single Jamaican from all walks of life, from Negril Point to Moran Point. The soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on the people of Jamaica. Do not take up this thing by saying I'm a die-hearted this or a die-hearted that. Go out there and vote on issues facing us. The soul of our democracy relies on we the people. We the people. Somewhere in the American Constitution, it speaks about we the people. I wish to God in our Constitution in Jamaica could speak about we the people. The soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on we, the Jamaican people. Go out and vote whenever they call the election. Make sure your name is on the voters list. Go out there and vote for this country. The soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on we, the Jamaican people. Rely on we, the Jamaican people. Take the baton. Take up the baton that was fought for us by our forefathers who fight for the soul of this democracy, who fought for the soul of this country, for us to have a right to vote. Vote for what Nanny of the Maroon, Paul Bogle, Sham Sharp, and George William Gordon did for this country. Vote for those people who has gone on before, who has laid the path straight for all of us to exercise our right to vote. We must vote. And I say to all my fellow Jamaicans out there, stand up for what you believe in and vote for this nation. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the Make Talk program.
Hey Jeffrey, how you doing?
I'm here looking and living, my friend.
Well, yeah, you're on the pulpit today.
Why you say that?
The message, man, you're preaching to your brothers and sisters from all walks of life. Yeah, I can't agree with you more with your last caller in terms of what to expect. But what I would charge Mark Golding and the team to do, where are we now? We are in
July.
We are in July. So we are in the second phase for this year for registration. So we need to encourage every member of the People's National Party from the different communities
Hold on there
to look for those.
Hold on. Why not saying you encourage every Jamaican from all walks of life? Doesn't matter if it's penal.
No, well, you're speaking about the democracy of our country, and I'm not sure if
the democracy
of
our country. But hold on there. The democracy of our country don't relies on the People's National Party alone.
No, it's everybody responsible.
People, sir.
Yes, sir. But there are two political parties right now in Jamaica. You don't have an independent. So that's why I'm saying that you should just say one address 40 people. And this is something that is common with the Jamaica Labour Party.
With both of them.
And more so the Jamaica Labour Party. Why I can say that? I remember when such man with the name Dunn, where there was a by-election for the time when he went into power first. You have thousands, or let me say about 1,000, because I remember working in that area in Richmond, in St. Mary, in that parish, where you have people from Tivoli jam the polling station so nobody couldn't vote. That by-election, it was jam. So they frustrated the people, the PMP voters, that they walk away. You understand? So I'm sure, I don't know if Mark have any knowledge of that, but I'm sure there are members within the People's National Party who would remember that. And the other thing why I say to encourage to do, we have a window now that you can register. Those who have not yet registered have a window to be registered. They have between now and October 31st.
Yes.
You understand? So
they have
yeah,
they have the little part leaving this month. They have August, September. Actually, you have about 2 months leave in a sense.
yeah, but we not close the 31st of October.
Well, you have 3 months then.
Yeah. So there are 2 phases in each year.
Mm-hmm.
One finish the 31st of May, and the next window start the 1st of June.
Mm-hmm.
So they have between now and the 31st of October to get registered. The young voters, they need to find all the young voters and even seniors who have, because you have people that are on the borderline who have registered, so you encourage people to get registered.
And the uncommitted.
And I'm happy, and the uncommitted. But they also need to make this hard be a part of their public education campaign to energize or to educate persons.
What are you talking about?
It's to wake up.
Okay.
For your country.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much things going on. And I don't understand who is in charge of the JPS, because JPS they should, at this time, JPS should abolish all fees or even the increase, because they are going to increase the light bill by 10%.
What I said
that should never be.
Hold on
that should never be considered.
Hold on for me now. The OUR, what name again? Utility regulation, whatever they want to call it. The OUR. Yeah. How on earth can they think about giving the Jamaica Public Service Company an increase in this time?
10%, Jeffrey. 10%.
And the wicked and kind in government, the 2 political parties in Jamaica could have built a solar plant for this country a long time. But they didn't do a thing about it.
So this is what is going on there right now.
Yes.
This is what we are facing. There are so much persons life.
Hold on for me, sir. I have a call coming from Mr. Rattigan. Hold on for me. Will. My life point here. You want to talk? No, I was gonna call you about the how many JCF members are diagnosed with depression. I lie. Let us talk. Me call up. Me come up here. Mm-hmm. Okay. We do apologize about it. I had to take this call from Mr. Rattigan. Call, I apologize to you. How do I take that call from Mr. Rattigan? And I may have to come off here now because something come up that we have to go and deal with. But for those who are in the sound of my voice, when the time comes for you to vote, go out and vote. And for the members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, believe you me, you all need help. And I call on the Minister of National Insecurity, Dr. Harris Chang. I believe that man should step down as Minister of National Security. I believe he should step down. But anyway, we only can call from this end. But the people need to stand up and call. But they don't want to stand up and call at all. For those who have this country interest at heart, let us all stand together as one people, as one nation, and fight for the soul of the democracy of this country. Let's fight for the future of our children. Let it be said that we walk in the footsteps of a Paul Bogle, a George William Garden, a Nanny of the Maroon. and all our forefathers who has fought for this country, who has gone on before us. Let us stand up for the Jamaica that we so love. As our national anthem said, Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. And the national pledge that we all love to say, before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the strength and vigor of my body. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may under God increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. I promise to stand up for justice for the voiceless Jamaicans. On behalf of all of us here, thank you all for being a part of this program. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Before I go, I have to play this before I go, though. I promise to play it, and I'm going to play it before I go.
But I tell you this, we're not going to stand by and say those who are corrupt go unpunished. We expect arrests to be made. Low officials forget arrests. Connected party people forget arrests. We expect the police to do their job. We expect transparency. We expect accountability, and we will not rest until justice is done by the people of Jamaica.
That is the difference between them and us.
Few will continue to plunder poor people's money because we will have to continue to live with the rampant corruption that has characterized this government, of which the Prime Minister has been a part from beginning till now.
From beginning to end. May God bless you. May God bless Jamaica land we love. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Goodbye.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.